Yeah, I'm Joseph Ongeri, a long-term and widely experienced agronomist in farming. I arrange a big range of activities in farming, both floriculture and horticulture farming. I'm also heading a company known as Greenwise, which is also doing greenhouse construction. So we build greenhouses for farmers. We make follow-ups of agronomic services such that a farmer does not miss any activity in the process of his farming. We do many other things. So a farmer, as any other field, you need the correct information. The correct information for a farmer in this case, when you are willing and you have passion in farming, you should get prepared. If you want to do high value crops, which are mostly done in greenhouses, you should get prepared in many ways. One is that you should be prepared to build a greenhouse and be prepared that that greenhouse has sufficient supply of water. That means you must have a good source of water. Then secondly, the accessibility to your farming. You can't start farming in the bush. You need a place with a good network of roads such that you will be ferrying your crops to the market easily. So you need to prepare also financially. We always advise farmers to start small. The small is, which is small? We have several sizes of greenhouses. Our smallest unit of greenhouse is that which measures 8 meters by 30 meters, which carries about 700 plants. And the depth of that greenhouse is 16 meters by 30 meters. So starting small, I could say, you start with a greenhouse which will break your even, which is 16 meters by 30. Then from there, after gaining that experience, knowing the market research and the other endeavors, then you will grow gradually. So most farmers will start as much as they have the capital. But I will advise them that let not your capital make you start highly. Start small, such that you have a learning curve. You will learn about production, you will learn about the cost of production, you learn about your market. So I will advise farmers to start small, at least one greenhouse of 16 meters by 30. So in the greenhouses also, which crops to farm in the greenhouses. We have several crops which do well in the greenhouses, but I will advise farmers, because the greenhouses are expensive to build, so you should plan for crops which are of high value, like our capsicum here, like the cucumber, and many other crops. So get prepared, and for this information to reach you, you should do all this working hand in hand with an expert who will show you the best cultural practices, the best market where you can get your market, and even other things, such that you don't go wrong, because this is a business and you won't like to lose your money. The 8 by 30 carries 700 plants. The 16 meters by 30 meters carries roughly 2,000 plants. So when you are planting about 700 plants in that small greenhouse, when you do the calculation, the time you spend coming to the farm, the labor, construction, you might take really long time to realize the profit. So you start at least 2,000 or 4,000 plants. One greenhouse of 16 meters by 30 will cost a farmer about 500,000 shillings. So if you can start with the 2 or 1, as you continue to go to the second one, that will be okay. So you need about 2,000 plants to start. So it will depend which plant you need. Of course, we have several different types of spacing, but an average standard spacing of a greenhouse, which is 16 by 30, will accommodate about 2,000 plants. So when you have 2,000 plants, be ready to spend about 15,000 Kenyan shillings per month which will go to your pesticides and fertilizers, plus your labor, which now will be separate. So the cost of the bill, the cost of water, the cost of your labor, the cost of fertilizer, the cost of pesticides will come to about 10 shillings per a kilo raised. So be prepared well, such that you don't really start and reach somewhere you get stuck because of other things like pesticides. You can't supply enough. So you need really to prepare. If you have a greenhouse which costed you like 500,000 shillings to start, you spare like 300,000. Then after that, I know, after you have done the harvest, you would have known the ways out. But the market is there. For example, the market for capsicum is there. I think we'll discuss that in the next episode. But be prepared well, such that after construction, think about your inputs. How much will it cost? So when you work with the expert, he'll give you all the mathematics such that you walk upright and knowing you are not going to lose. When you are doing this, you will be pumping your money to the greenhouse through the inputs and the water and the labor for 3 months without getting anything back. That means that this crop takes about next 3 months, 90 days for it to start to be harvested. So you put all your inputs, all your labor, all the expenses for 3 months without reaping anything from there. But then after 3 months, if you are doing capsicum, you will take another 4 months harvesting. So these 4 months is where you are expected to get your returns. I always tell farmers that after you have built the greenhouse, because our wooden greenhouse takes about 5 to 6 years to be repaired again. So when you have started the farming, do not expect to get your money back that you spent in building the greenhouse in the first season or the second season. You spread this loan, call it a loan, you spread this money for 5 years. I don't really mean that you will start getting your profit back after 5 years. All this will depend on many other things. For instance, sometimes we sell this crop like gold, some other times. So you might fall into a situation where within 2 seasons, you have got all your money back. The money you spend in building the greenhouses, the money you spend in all these other inputs, you will get the money back. And then the next year, a year has 2 seasons. So you might be lucky that within 1 year, you get all your money back. The 4 years remaining will be farming of profitable farming. You will not be looking anything that you had put there. So if the market, of course, sometimes is shaky, but we have crops like capsicums, which really do not change so much. The market is still there and it's always there. So when you might fall into a situation where you will get your money back within 2 seasons. But still, even the worst, you can't go to the 4 seasons. It will go to 3 seasons, 2 seasons, you get your money back. Now, after you have done your greenhouse, now you need to come to the really practical part of it. Now, you should plan that when you are doing your planting, it should be done on raised beds, which is about 35 centimeters above the ground, such that the water which is used during irrigation does not really affect the plant, because too much water really will cause waterlogging and will rot our plants. So we raise a bit the beds such that they are able to get enough water, and at the same time the roots will develop easily, getting enough catchment area. So you raise the beds, making sure that the beds are raised enough above the ground such that they do not affect the plants. After that, you use the drip lines, which go hand in hand with your spacing. Mostly we have different spacing of drips. Some are 10 to 10 centimeters apart, that is dripper to dripper. Some are 15 centimeters dripper to dripper, some are 30, depending on the need of the farmer. But most of our horticultural crops, we do a spacing of 15, 30, 45, at most 60. So when you are looking for your drip line, you look for a drip line which goes at a spacing of 15 centimeters apart. So with these crops, mostly the capsicum, the cucumber, the tomatoes, we do a spacing of 45 centimeters or even 60. We make sure that our drips are close to the plant such that you don't waste the water. Now, after you have prepared your greenhouse with the beds well and enough, you have done your spacing, and you make sure there is enough water. Of course, I will show you up there that you will have a reservoir, a tank, where you will be getting your water from, such that at any given time of need, you have water. So after that, there is an aspect of the seeds. The seeds are prepared much early, 5 weeks before you do this. So activities are done concurrently, such that you do not do one activity after the other. You squeeze them in a way that while you are doing the preparation, after building the greenhouse, now there is bed making, there is irrigation fixing. When you are doing all that, make sure that the seeds have been selected, because we have the best seeds that give us the best fruits which are needed in the market. So in our markets, we have a market demand. So whatever you are doing to the market, you should start from the market working backwards, such that you should know the demand of your market, the best varieties they need, and of course the best varieties are those which are tough and have a longer shelf life. So with our experience, we will always guide the farmer to know the best varieties that do very well in the market. Some other varieties are too short. Like this one, if you look at it, it has the potential still to go higher, because it is even past my height. So this crop, if it goes higher and produces still higher, it means the plants per season will be so many. Of course, our target is about 7 kgs per plant per season. But sometimes if care is taken well and the plant goes higher, there are possibilities of getting more kgs. The capsicum seeds in the nursery takes about 5 weeks for it to be ready to be planted. So these 4 weeks, make sure that your crop, the selected seeds, are put in the nursery, which takes about 5 weeks, such that by the time you finish your preparations, you don't waste time. You simply take the crop, which has taken 5 weeks, and don't waste time. You plant and continue with your farming, such that you do not waste time anywhere else. This one is planted twice before you do a crop rotation of a different family. Usually we can fix this with cucumber or even onion if you want. But the best one we crop rotate with this one is cucumber. So I think with the time-wise, we are very key that we do not waste time when preparing. So as I said, that when you are doing your preparation, this crop and most of the crops, they need to be supported. They eat well. This one is a heavy eater. So when you are preparing this, make sure the nitrogenous content in the soil is enough. After doing your soil test, it will guide you. But if most soils, they need a supplement of the nitrogenous fertilizer alongside others. So what you do, because we are trying to run away from the chemical world, which is detrimental to our health, what you do, you try to do mostly close to organic. So what you do, make sure you mix enough manure into our soils even before planting. And this will be guided by the crop the crop laboratory people. So what you do, make sure you have done that, and use little of synthetic fertilizers, because the manure we know usually gives us the nitrogenous fertilizers, but we need other elements which can be found synthetically. So you mix a little bit of it, and when it comes to pesticides, we try as much as possible to avoid the pesticide use. That's why we are using the enclosed space of a greenhouse, because in an enclosed environment, most of the pests are closed outside. So our crop, naturally, apart from what people think, is protected by the greenhouse. So we'll use very little pesticides where the demand is very high. But in most cases, we try to avoid the use of pesticides and synthetic fertilizer. As you can see here, we have workers and others are up there. Our major job is that we do not remain with the information on ourselves. What we do when we come to your farm, we make sure that we train your staff such that even when we give them information when we are away, they are able to carry the activities that we have given them. And they should also understand why they are doing that, how they do it, and when they do it. So we train your staff the best time to do the first fertilizer, the second fertilizer, third fertilizer, and why we do them at those stages. Like when you see what they are doing, I've been showing them that because when we are doing the weeding, sometimes the drips run away from the point of the plant. So always they should align the drip lines, so such that when we do irrigation, we do not waste the water. So we train the staff on the best way to tend the crop. After we have trained them, this is one way of empowering our young people, because they need to be empowered, they need to employ themselves, and we need a generation which has the knowledge on different fields. So we empower them such that they can also depend on themselves. Yes, as I said, I'm Joseph Ongeri. I'm readily available for any farmer, either locally or internationally. I'm readily available to work with you farmers. If you want to build a greenhouse, I'm ready. Find me, I'll take you through. If it is about the crops, it's not only capsicum, all ranges of crops, depending on which crop is of your choice. We have done very well. We have markets elsewhere. We have our clients ranging from Kenya, East Africa, and even outside East Africa. If you want to reach me by phone, my number is 0707 298397. 0707 298397. Farmers, what I will always promise you is that do not fear to enter to the business. With the experience I have, both from production to the market, my network is big. Once we start the greenhouse farming, and I will do follow-ups on the agronomy services, I always take my farmers to the market. I have wide range of connections. I will connect to the market. I will make follow-ups until you, the farmer, you are satisfied and you can stand on your own as a farmer who can do all activities from farming to the market. My farmers to be, my friends in farming, welcome to Kajiado. The Kajiado, the people know about. The history is that Kajiado is very dry. But the history shows that there is a big number of influx of farmers moving from the places that are known to do well in farming, where there is much rain, like in the central part of Kenya, the Kisii, the Meru, and other places which receives vast much of rain. But this place is favoring the kind of farming that I've been discussing, the greenhouse farming. Even the outdoor farming, the field farming, you can bear witness with me that the green part you are seeing is the hot pepper, the pilipili farming. And the other side, you can see the onions on the other side. When you look on the other part of the mountain, you can see the green area bordering the dry areas. The dry areas is the natural area which has not been done farming. So welcome to Kajiado, where there is enough land and enough space to do farming. We get our water through the wells. We don't lack water. We have enough supply of water through the drilled water. So you are most welcome. You can see the place is unused. The place is big. The land is big. So you are most welcome to do farming at Kajiado. Most welcome.